What makes this a good episode for you? Like, what's the listener looking for? What would make it exciting?
Welcome to the Matt King Show. At the end of the day, I'm just a normal, typical dude. Dropped out of college. I'm fortunate to be a husband, a father of 3 beautiful kids. I get to run Gobundance, an entrepreneurial-based mastermind group, as the CEO, which is a community of like-minded, heart-charged, very successful people that have helped me go to levels that I never thought possible. Started out in that community as a volunteer, and today I get to be the CEO. I also get to run a family office here out of Austin, Texas, and I get to do it all here from my ranch, which is where all the interviews will be hosted. Gobundance has a podcast that has been done by a guy named Jamie Gruber. Prior to me stepping into leadership, they wrote a book called Tribe of Millionaires. It's like a business fable. And then the podcast followed with that name, Tribe of Millionaires. So what I'm doing with the podcast is taking it over, and I want to just have more like honest, vulnerable conversations with people. I wanted to launch this podcast because I wanted to have really cool, authentic, and raw conversations with some of the most impressive people in the world that I've had the fortune of crossing paths with. And I didn't want to talk about their background. I didn't want to talk about how they grew up. I didn't want to talk about the traditional podcast. I wanted to have cool conversations, like just 2 dudes hanging out at a ranch, talking about life, talking about business, talking about politics, and talking about anything that inspired us or excited us to have a deep, meaningful, and authentic conversation. Now, the person listening to this is probably maybe feeling what you felt, which is life is defined by the wealth you have, which means a selfie by a private jet. And in reality, like the book and what you talk about is like, that's not wealth. Like, you know, yeah, that is part of the game, but that's not when you're on your deathbed. You're not gonna be like, oh man, I wish I would have worked another hour, another 3 hours. I think people listening to this are looking for some motivation, but they're also like looking for like tactical things. So like with you diving into like your morning routine is so important to you. You know, like you win your morning, you win your day, and like just helping people. Like if you had to start over, where would you go? My vision for the show is to turn this into a place where people know they can come to hear raw, unfiltered conversations from some of the most interesting people in the world. And they can expect that I won't let guests get out of deep, meaningful conversations, but rather force them to be authentic, be vulnerable, and share what's truly on their mind and on their heart. We're shooting all the episodes live here from our ranch just outside of Austin, Texas, where people get to come, experience animals, experience the outdoors, and most importantly, where we can produce the highest quality conversations for you, the viewers, to absorb the information and knowledge shared. But at the end of the day, this is all just a journey, and I'm gonna bring you all along. So let's go. In the shot, dude.
Welcome to the Matt King Show.
Dive into the other dude's life. Dude. Is this gonna be bad?